بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وعلى بركة الله واستنادا إلى كتاب عمادة البحث العلمي والدراسات العليا في جامعة عمان العربية المستند إلى المادة رقم 1 من نظام منح الدرجات العلمية والشهادات في جامعة عمان العربية، وبناء على تنسيب عميد كلية العلوم الحاسوبية والمعلوماتية بتشكيل لجنة مناقشة رسالة الطالبة سارة قاسم طعامنة وبعنوان Performance Load Testing in Scrum Sprint Unit Test on an Agile Development Methodology. وقد تشكلت لجنة المناقشة من الدكتور أكرم المشايخي رئيسا ومشرفا، الدكتور محمود العمري أستاذ وعضو خارجي، والدكتور فارس الطويل عضوا من كلية العلوم الحاسوبية. نبدأ إجراءات المناقشة بأن نعطي للطالبة سارة أن تعرض لنا بشكل مختصر وخلال فترة لا تتجاوز 15 إلى 20 دقيقة أبرز ما تناولته في رسالتها، ولتتفضل.
شكرا دكتور. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، يعطيكم العافية جميعا. I'm سارة قاسم طعامنة. I'm a senior quality assurance at Scadenia Software. I'm here today to discuss my thesis about performance load testing in Scrum Sprint Unit Test on an agile development methodology. First, I would like to express my appreciations to my Dr. Akram Mashaykhi for his helpful suggestions and advices. Thank you very much. I would like to record my thanks to the committee, Dr. Mahmoud Al-Umari and Dr. Faris Al-Tawil. Thanks for your time and effort. And I would like to give my special thanks to my family, my parents, my husband, and all my friends. My presentation overview divided into 7 main subjects: the abstract, introduction, background, proposed work, results and discussion, conclusion, and the future works. The abstract. When we say software testing, we mean that it's a major stage in the software project development life cycle. And we know that we have many types of testing. We use testing to detect bugs and errors, to reduce the development cost, the time of the project life cycle, and as a result to reach to the customer satisfaction. Also, testing is important to meet the desired requirements, the requirements from the customers, and to verify code and design analysis. In my thesis, I propose a new approach, a new way of testing, a new algorithm. This way is to run load testing by the developers, by the development team at unit testing, instead of do the same way by the quality assurance or by the testers. The proposed way is to catch the performance issues. These issues will be found by the developers. These issues will be fixed. They will catch them, fix them, then they will deliver the project to the testers or to the quality assurance. I took a case study from a software company called Intellico. We offered them our new approach, and we apply this approach on one of their projects, 360 Excellence. Then we applied the load test at each unit test. This done by the developers. They found errors in the development phase, then they fixed them. As a result, we found that the proposed methodology will decrease the project life cycle, decrease the time and effort. Move to introduction. As we said before about this software testing, that IEEE definition is a process of analyzing a software item to detect the differences between existing and required conditions and to evaluate the features of the software item. Software testing has 2 main basic purposes, which are verification and validation. Verification: are we building the product right, the product that the customer needs or not? Validation: are we building the right product or not? The project life cycle is a way of describing, planning, designing, coding, and testing the whole software system in any software company. The life cycle model consists of 4 main phases: the requirements, the design, the implementation, and testing. My contribution here is proposed a survey consists of 2 main projects in a real software company, and all these projects performed at Agile. Apply the load testing on each project by the QA or by testers. Then apply the proposed algorithm, my new way of testing, at 360 Excellence project. Then I show the differences between the proposed approach and the traditional or the old approach that used now. And we do comparison in the speed of implementation, number of bugs, life cycle of the whole software project. Why we do testing? We do testing to detect bugs, to detect errors, and to reach to the customer satisfaction, as I said before. Testing is important to improve the quality by deliver the right product that meets the customer needs and customer requirements in a minimal time. My projects in Agile. We have Agile, we have Waterfall, many environment in software projects. Agile existed since the beginning of 19th. It's an iterative model, iterative technique. We mean that it's an overlapping technique. All stages overlapped with each other. We have 2 main styles in Agile, Scrum and XP. Scrum team works in cycles, each cycle called sprint, from 2 weeks to 1 month. XP is the most widely used Agile methodology, which is shorter than Scrum, from 1 week to 2 weeks. Software testing life cycle, as the software development life cycle, there are software testing life cycle. The test activities, which we mean test plan, test data, all test activities, test cases, use cases, and the schedule and the plan. We have many testing types. The 2 main, black and white. All other testing types under black or white testing. Black testing is a technique in which the tester has no idea about the internal structure of the code. He has no idea about the source code, which we mean black testing performed by the tester, by the quality assurance. The white box testing is a technique that the tester has a full knowledge about the source code, about the internal structure of the code, which performed by the developers, not by the QA. My thesis about unit testing and load testing. Unit testing is a white box testing performed by the developers by taking the smallest piece of code in the project, by isolate each part of code and determine if this part works correctly or not. Why we do unit testing? To show that individual parts of code are correct. In unit test, we have many elements, test classes, 3 elements, test classes, test methods, and assertion. Load testing is a black box testing performed by the quality assurance, by the tester, to evaluate response times, to check the performance of the software system under expected and unexpected conditions, which is a way of testing to apply a huge number of requests on a software system to measure the response of this system. How I do my work? The current methodology, which is used now in all software companies, starts when the developer completes the code, do unit test, then he will deliver the project, the whole project, to the QA. QA will do test. Many types of testing he will do, one of them load testing. When tester starts testing, he will find issues. These issues will return to the developer. Developer will fix them. From the performance issues, we say. The tester will perform a load testing after each fix and a new feedback. Here the repeated feedback between the tester and the developer will maximize the project life cycle, will maximize the time and effort. The communications between developer and the QA will take more time. In my algorithm, my new algorithm will be the development team will perform unit test as usual after they complete the code. Then after complete the unit test, they will perform load testing on each unit test by the developers, not by the QA at the first stage. Then the issues that found after the load testing at each unit testing, they will fix these issues. All performance issues will be fixed by them before they deliver the project to the tester. Now, the developers will start do all types of testing, such as smoke testing and any other types, and they will do load testing. The performance issues will be less than the first one, since the developer work at these issues and resolve them. Here is a comparison between the old algorithm and the proposed algorithm. We suppose the unit test, how many T, and the load test. As a result, we found that at the old algorithm, it will take 13 T, and the proposed algorithm will take 10 T. Results and discussion. For testing my algorithm, as I said at the first slide, we contacted Intellico and start our approach on one of their projects, which 360 Excellence as a case study. We divided our approach into two teams. One of them work as the old methodology, and the other work the new methodology. We perform a unit test by adding unit test project, create test class and test method, assertion and run test. The results of unit test will be passed or failed. If failed, they will fix it and check the code. Then they will perform a load test by adding load test project, add load test item. They will select the load pattern to be constant, maybe user count 50, 100. Then select unit test method that we want to perform the load test on this unit test. We enter the values of load test duration, then click finish to complete the load test. As example here, for 50 users, the average test time is with the seconds. Here is the figure. All of them are passed. Then we tried 100 count. Here we have failed in 17 cases failed. The developers found these issues. They will resolve it and fix it before moving to the testers. Here, resolve it and then move the deliver the project to the tester. Conclusions. The thesis proposed a new algorithm for a new way of testing on how to run a load test in the development phase during the unit test by the development team, not by the QA. We proposed a comparative performance study with results on the two traditional and the proposed approach to measure my hypothesis. Then the proposed algorithm shows enhancement in the software development life cycle. It will decrease the project life cycle, like 13T and 10T, it will be decreased. My future work, inshallah, we can perform the load testing in different testing methodology, not only on Agile, maybe on waterfall or any other methodology. Also, we can apply the same methodology in Agile, but with other testing types, such as security testing. Maybe the developer will do security testing after each unit test and perform his code fix and the references. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, for your excellent presentation. It's short, simple, direct, although it is clear. It was an excellent presentation, as you were an excellent student. الآن نبدأ